Horses and action aplenty here at K Ranch. It's a rodeo time. Let's enjoy.
Barking bulls, team ropers, wild horses, as well as a stunt flying dentist. Vintage planes over Temora, new life at a former milk factory. Acclaimed pianist Richard Clayderman. And finding dinosaur fossils in the Queensland outback.
All ahead in this episode of Travel Oz. G'day, welcome. I'm Greg Granger.
Wow, nothing like an outback sunset. Awesome, glorious, heavenly. And what's that silhouetted against the skyline? A man and his horse, magnificent. We're in Richmond, midway between Mount Isa and Townsville in far northern outback Queensland. And this is the Mayor of Richmond, John Wharton.
It's been dry for about 8 or 10 years, but we do find it comes in cycles. The 50s were wet, the 60s were dry, the 70s were wet, as we all know. The 80s were dry. So, you know, we're hoping now that we run into another 10 years of good seasons. I probably couldn't say enough about how important family is. A lot of families stay in the bush.
You're on payday here, your favourite horse?
Yeah, he's a good old horse. We rope on him and muck around with him, yep.
Wow. And how are you using him on the property?
We use him as just mustering horse, but he's mainly rodeo horse, team roping.
Team roping. As the sky behind reddens even brighter, John takes me to see it in practice. That emerging sport where two horsemen simultaneously rope a cow to bring it down. Practice first. A replica cow is towed around a stockyard while team ropers practice lassoing it. 12-year-old Tora Hintz is demonstrating her skills this evening.
So how long have you been doing this?
Since I've been 10-ish.
Okay, so a couple of years and you're really getting not only the experience, you're starting to get the awards, eh?
Yeah.
What's your prospects for the future? What are you aiming for?
I want to go over to America and go over there somewhere, do something, yeah. I run the junior breakaway in Cloncurry, won the 8 to 12 barrel race and got second in the junior hot heels and fourth in the sixes team roping.
I've always been a rough stock competitor, bareback riding, and I still bareback ride now, but I'm getting that too old for the rough stock, so I've got to do something else, and I enjoy that. I've always rode horses and that, so I've been started team roping that, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of horses. Like we've always had horses, and yeah, no, it's I don't know, just second nature really to have a horse. I don't think I'd live without a horse.
Team roping, you do the team roping?
We do that a lot, yeah, and a few other things like steer wrestling and that, but mainly team roping now as you get older.
Certainly the best of these outback team ropers relish the opportunity to show off their skills in a much larger arena. The perfect venue is K Ranch, Australia's largest horse arena, with a big rodeo happening today.
And I tell you what, you're going to witness some of the best cowboys and cowgirls going to battle under this roof. It's going to get wild and western.
An all Aussie start to proceedings. Then past Aussie rodeo champions, all carrying flags from their local zones. Time then for action. First out of the gates are the ladies' barrel races. This all-female event tests the speed and agility of both Cowgirl and her horse. They've rolled out 3 barrels today, with the winner rounding them all in a breathtaking 16 seconds. Savannah Heyman is one of the contenders.
Yeah, so it's a lot of bonding. So when you're first getting them, brushing them, grooming them, doing lots of basic stuff before you then move out. You also want to make sure that they're listening to you and they're with you when you're outside the arena, because if you get in the arena and they're not listening to you, well, it's all over.
Next, it's yes to the bulls. No ball. Hold on tight, fellas. That bull is mighty worked up and intent on bucking you right off his back. Round and round the bull spins. Stay on for 8 seconds and you're qualified. Jack Rollinson managed to stay on.
No, good. It's always good to get to the whistle. There's no better feeling. You can't get an adrenaline kick like it. I'm definitely not the youngest, but I'm definitely not the oldest. There's a few older fellas than me, but mid-30s is about as far as you get.
But if Jack and other contestants are put through a rough ride, feel even more sympathy for the guys hired to protect them. They're called protection clowns. And just take a look at how they have to suffer. Distract the bull, let the rider get clear, but then put your own body on the line. Bruised and battered and sometimes gored. Any wonder this is the Rodeo's most dangerous event. Still more action follows on the main arena.
An absolutely compelling, gripping event here at the K Ranch Rodeo is team roping. 2 riders have to lasso and bring to the ground this 2-year-old steer.
The header snares his horns, the heeler his feet.
You certainly love team roping.
Yeah, team roping's my passion, has been for a long time.
That's Mick Kearney, a champion team roper and the man who built K Ranch.
It's a growing sport, it's a great family sport. You know, you can rope with your kids or your partner or your grandfather or whatever, so it's a great family sport.
It's a team effort, a nod from the header and the steer is released by the gate operator.
I have the pressure of them nodding, and at that nod I have to hit the gate open so that then the cow goes out.
It's an event requiring great skill and accurate timing. Close cooperation between the 2 highly skilled ropers. K Ranch Rodeo is reaching a climax. It's the open saddle and open bareback events. Brendan Valentine is preparing for his big ride. And he's off. Hold on for your life, Brendan. This is judged to be a top ride, so good that Brendan scores the most points. Brendan is declared winner.
I normally go see my family, crack a beer, and yeah, just try and celebrate a little bit.
Oh dear, Brendan, you've been injured time and time again.
I snapped my collarbone, I tore my shoulder 3 or 4 times off each side, and I currently got 3 or 4 broken ribs.
So Brendan stayed on safely, but not so this rider. Oh dear, he's thrown heavily to the ground, clearly winded for a few seconds. But then he's helped off the arena to catch his breath and prepare to do it all again next rodeo. The K Ranch Rodeo, wild adrenaline pumping action. Not my first rodeo, pal.
We're about to experience some exciting aerial work here out of Watervale Airport, the Central Coast Aero Club. We've got a prominent dentist here on the Central Coast. It's Dr. Ned Reston. Now, he's not only a great stunt flyer, but he's also launching a new business right across Australia, teeth on implants. Let's go flying.
Dr. Ned's a keen aviation buff, so much so that he's bought a Russian stunt plane, the Yak.
We've got a Yak-52, which is a Russian warbird from the 1991, built in Romania. The engine comes from Moscow. This plane is a military trainer for the Russian Air Force and all the Eastern European bloc. This was the entry aircraft for all the pilots who became fighter pilots on the MiGs and the Sukhois. So it's got a 360 horsepower turbocharged engine at the front, and it's got the capability to pull plus 7G and minus 4Gs. in an inverted sort of flight, aerobatic manoeuvres. Oh, well, what we're going to do is we're going to take the plane up, mate, and we're going to do some low-level aerobatic manoeuvres with smoke on so we can show you the capability of this aircraft, show you what this warbird can do.
All right, so now what sort of manoeuvres? We're doing some barrel rolls.
We'll start with a couple of loops and stall turns. We'll do something called the longerback, which is a tumble. We'll do a tail slide, we'll do some aileron rolls, some barrel rolls, and we'll finish up with some hesitation rolls and a bit of a low-level pass for you so you can hear the roaring sound of the engine. What's the buzz? It's the G-forces. We call it vitamin G, Greg.
So Ned, you're obviously a man who enjoys his thrills. You're right out there, and it's not just the flying that you do, but you're also into some very enterprising new businesses around Australia.
Yeah, we are. We've got a series of very specialised dental practices, and we're launching a very awesome, exciting brand, Teeth on Implants. We're going to go and expand that brand into regional areas of Australia, and we provide high-end implant surgical treatment for patients, you know, from anything from simple implants to advanced. And we've put together some of Australia's top clinicians, and we're going to take this to regional areas where people there have no access to care like they would in the city. I've done a lot of personal training here in Australia and overseas as well. I've gone to the United States. I'm a diplomat of the American Board of Oral Implantology. There are 3 of us in Australia with that title, 600 in the world. That takes a lot of training, a lot of work, but we are excited to bring the knowledge and the latest advancements in the field of implantology to Australia to be able to deliver great outcomes for our patients.
From flying dentists to flying veterans, this is Australia's oldest operational Tiger Moth. And it's flying today from the Temora Airport in southern New South Wales. Built in 1940, this beauty served as a training aircraft here at Temora for the Australian Air Force through to the end of the Second World War. Today it's airborne again in Temora's September Aircraft Showcase. More than 1,000 enthusiasts have turned out today to watch these veteran planes in action, and what a show they turn on! There's a sprightly Dragonfly. Now this is a ground attack aircraft that served with honour with the Vietnam Air Force during the Vietnam War. At war's end it was captured by the Vietnamese People's Air Force, but later was one of 10 Dragonflies purchased from the Vietnamese government and brought to Australia to be faithfully restored to the model you see flying here today. How about the hardy Wirraway? This one saw active service at the end of World War II. Certainly its versatility extends to flying quite comfortably upside down. And finally, 2 military aircraft from the Point Cook Victoria Aircraft Museum, the Australian designed and manufactured Windjeel and a CT-4 training aircraft, demonstrating together the fine art of flying Australian military history.
Well, this incredibly stunning part of Australia is the Wyong River on the New South Wales Central Coast. Now, this is the Wyong Weir. It's privately owned. It's owned by the old milk factory here in Wyong, and what an incredible story it has. We're about to tell that story here in Wyong.
The Wyong River was integral to the operation of the milk factory that lined its banks. This began its life in 1906 as a butter factory, as its new owner, David Hannon, is proud to explain.
So you find yourself in ownership of an old milk factory. What do you do?
Yeah, an old milk factory. We've converted all the heritage buildings to other uses on site, from a tavern, a cafe, a gym, cheese maker, chocolate maker.
As a collector of boats, David Hannon loves to row one of the milk factory's rowboats across the backwaters of the Wyong River. In purchasing the milk factory, he's created a venue with multiple outlets that are free to visitors.
Yeah, it makes a difference from the normal sort of residential development. The people can escape down to the riverbank and enjoy themselves and interact with the rivers and lakes that are around us on the Central Coast here.
How about this workout on a sandy beach on the banks of the Wyong River? Well, it's part of the Old Milk Factory gym offerings with Laura Goldschman, the gym instructor.
Yeah, it's not your typical gym, you know, where it's in a shopping centre. We have this amazing space and, you know, doing some outdoor classes. It's amazing. It's really good. I teach Pilates and yoga.
Yes.
I'm also a personal trainer, so I'll train clients one-on-one and do duo sessions as well. So anything from weight training, body weight training, boxing.
Marketing all the events and activities here is Anna Philper.
It's a beautiful collection of really artisan companies. So we've got local cheese, we've got local chocolate, donuts, you can come and get your hair done, you can come for a boat ride, get a workout and top it all off with a coffee at our cafe or then a beautiful meal with your family in our tavern.
One of the outlets is a shop specialising in producing delicious chocolates with the head chocolatier, Ita Gunn.
Buddy, you like chocolate?
Kind of.
Kind of? So how does a kind of lady get to make chocolates?
Oh, just one of my passions. I love cooking, I love baking, and then I just started making chocolate with Luca Chocolates. And yeah, the rest is history. Here 5 years.
So we're watching you manufacture today. We're watching you manufacture one of these hearts.
Yeah, they're absolutely fabulous. They're one of our best sellers, especially around Mother's Day and Valentine's Day.
So what is the point of difference of your chocolates?
The chocolate that we make here is all handmade.
Yes.
Everything, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of craftsmanship in it, and we only use local ingredients as much as possible. Chocolate we use is couverture chocolate, so it's the best quality you can find.
From chocolates to cheese, Russell Parsons and his family have grown a hobby into a thriving, tasty business.
We started off about 14 years ago as a hobby, and developed it into a business.
So the hobby has grown, and here's the product from the hobby that's grown?
Yep.
So what sort of cheeses are you making here?
Well, we have on the table halloumi, we've got cow feta, goat feta and labna.
Russell, why cheese?
Why not? We invited our parents around to a cheese tasting. We didn't tell them it was our cheese.
Yes.
Because you know what it's like. You make something, oh, try this barbecue sauce, I just made it, and everyone goes, oh, yeah, that's great. So we didn't want the falseness, so we didn't tell them we were making it. So they sat down, and after about the third or fourth helping of each cheese, we realised they were actually liking it. So we turned around and said, well, what's your secret? We made it. No, you didn't. What brand is it? So that's where we started.
This is a family venue with a big playground for the kids. Evenings see the tavern come alive. This is a venue that attracts big crowds. Entire families, from kids to adults, come to enjoy the atmosphere. Some nights it's a band, but tonight is the big night of the month.
So we've got comedy night on tonight. It's a big night, draws in big crowds. We've got 7 comedians coming in to perform. It's a great laugh. Everyone has a good night, gets some drinks, and it's good fun.
7 comedians performing tonight. MC and comedian number 1 is Arby Andrews.
It's good to be here as well because I've got 2 daughters. I'm glad to be away from them as well.
tonight. You've got to make this crowd laugh.
Well, I hope so. As long as they've got enough alcohol in them, I'm sure I'll make them howl.
How hard is it to get a laugh out of people these days?
Well, it depends. You've got to be very careful these days. You can't do what you did 20 years ago, that's for sure.
No, indeed. Belly laughs aplenty as David Polterak takes the
If I'm in a
stage.
supermarket or somewhere and I see one of those caution wet floor signs, well, I do what the sign says. And I caution the wet floor.
Kate Dolan really fires up the audience.
Nicer. But yeah, like, there's all these trends that I'm trying to keep up with. So one of them is the body positivity movement. Are we there? Yeah. Do we love it? Yeah, we love it. But do I have to be a part of it? Do I personally have to get involved? Like, can it not be like Sunday sport and I'm just cheering on at the sidelines?
Comedy night at the Wyong Old Milk Factory. Hilarious.
Well, let's take a musical interlude right now. We're here at the ICC, the International Convention Centre here at Darling Harbour in Sydney, where the international musician Richard Clayderman is about to launch his Australian performance concert tour, and he's supporting a lot of budding young Australian musicians.
Richard Clayderman. Now, he's been called the Prince of Romance, the French musician with an international following and a big repertoire of romantic ballads.
It is first of all my love for music, my love for the piano, and my love for being able to do music from morning till evening, and this for the past 70 years.
Among his fans and supporters, Richard Soon, editor of the high-end magazine Indulgence.
Richard Clayderman, he is a very famous music legend. I think his songs are resonated by lots of Chinese and Australian audience. He's traveled around 80 countries and sold 150 million albums worldwide.
Richard Clayderman's fans were certainly pleased this night to hear all of his classics. His Paris medley has the audience clapping along. But the big surprise were the youngsters who accompanied him. First group had won auditions to play alongside him, and onto the stage they troop. Piano players, 7 violinists.
I didn't really get a lot of opportunities to play with famous artists, and it would be a great pleasure to play with Richard Clayderman.
After interval, more youngsters joined Clayderman. This time, members of the Sunshine Philharmonic Orchestra. One highlight was the interaction with the audience, handing song sheets to enthusiastic players. Well, it's a stellar performance, which runs on to a second day at Scots College. Richard Clayderman presents awards to all the young musicians who played with him.
Fossil fields around Richmond in far north outback Queensland are phenomenal. Huge marine creatures the size of this would have swum and hunted freely in these, the waters of the huge inland Eromanga Sea. Those waters so deep, I would have been standing 40 metres under the surface.
This is Richmond's big claim to fame, its outstanding collection of dinosaur fossils.
Evan, what are you doing?
Got an ichthyosaur here, which this is parts of the jaw, and we're just trying to uncover a little bit.
So that's a big specimen.
It is, yeah. This one we would say would be close to 6 metres long, this one.
Kevin Peterson has the job of finding and then preserving Richmond's marine fossils.
Now this is quite some field as I understand it out here. You've got a fossil field that runs, what, 40, 50 kilometres?
At least, yeah. Yeah, wow. Yeah.
So there could be thousands and even more of all these marine creatures.
Yeah, definitely. And there could be other ones we've never seen before. Yeah, finding is the easy part. Recovery is the harder part, but yeah, it's really exciting to come across something like this.
The fossil collection is housed in Richmond's Kronosaurus Corner Museum. It is indeed an amazing collection, showcasing many significant specimens. There's more than 600 fossils on display, providing a fascinating insight into the creatures that lived here in the ancient Eromanga Sea some 100 million years ago. Our other experience here in Richmond is to catch up again with the Mayor of Richmond, John Wharton. You'll recall he started this episode riding his horse Payday at sunset.
So Richmond, it's in your blood. You've run cattle out here.
Yep.
You've lived on the land, and now for the last 25 years you've been mayor as well.
Yeah. Well, I got into council. I had a problem with where the previous council was putting the road. Went through a swamp, and I told them that they were putting it in the wrong place, and they said, "Well, you run for council," and I did. So I'm still here now, trying to fix things.
One of Mayor Wharton's achievements was to make a lake.
And this lake is a lake of recreation meant for locals and visitors.
Yep, for sure. We built it to improve the livability of people that want to live and work in Richmond. You come down here at night time, there'll be fathers down here with their kids catching fish, and you know, it's important, but it's also great for visitors. When we built it, we had people come here from Julia Creek and Hewenden, and we need water. And you know, they talk about bush kids drowning. Maybe any kids drowning from Richmond, I can tell you, they know how to swim.
Richmond, Queensland, winding up this episode of Travelodge.
Certainly love filming there in outback Queensland. Now, if you're an Instagram follower, you can follow us with our daily adventures on Traveloz_TV. Look forward to seeing you there. Meanwhile, this has been Traveloz. I'm Greg Granger. Happy travels.